Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived two sisters named Elara and Mira. Elara, the older sister, was proud and strikingly beautiful. Her long flowing hair and sparkling eyes made her the center of attention wherever she went. She loved the admiration she received from everyone, especially the young men in the village. Mira, on the other hand, was humble and had a quiet beauty that shone through her kindness. She had a gentle smile that warmed the hearts of those around her, though she often went unnoticed compared to her sister. The sisters were very different in many ways. Elara loved luxury and being the center of attention, while Mira found joy in simple things, helping others, tending to the garden, and caring for animals. One day, a handsome traveler named Kale arrived in the village. He was charming and kind, capturing the hearts of many, including both sisters. Elara, determined to win his attention, began to pursue him with fierce ambition. Mira, too, found herself drawn to Kale's gentle nature, but she respected her sister's wishes and kept her feelings to herself. As days turned into weeks, it became clear that Kale was enchanted by Mira's kindness. He admired how she treated everyone with respect and care, and he often spent time talking to her. Elara watched with growing jealousy, her heart filled with anger. She couldn't stand the thought of her sister stealing Kale's attention. One dark night, consumed by her pride and jealousy, Elara made a terrible decision. She concocted a plan to ruin Mira's beauty forever. She secretly obtained a vial of acid. Knowing it would scar her sister's lovely face, Elara believed that if Mira were ugly, Kale would have no choice but to admire her instead. When Mira was asleep, Elara crept into her room, the vial shaking in her hand. Just as she was about to pour the acid on her sister's face, a small voice inside her hesitated. A small voice inside her hesitated, but the thought of losing Kale to Mira drove her forward. She poured the acid onto Mira's face and fled, leaving her sister in pain and confusion. When Mira awoke, she felt a burning sensation and screamed in horror. She ran to the mirror, and her heart shattered. Her once beautiful face was now scarred and unrecognizable. The villagers gasped when they saw her. Many turned away, unable to look at the transformation. Kel, shocked and saddened, rushed to Mira's side. He cared for her wounds and comforted her as best as he could, but nothing could mend the deep hurt in her heart. "Why did this happen to you?" he asked, tears in his eyes. Mira, knowing the truth, was unable to expose her sister, simply shook her head. Meanwhile, Elara watched from the shadows, her heart twisted in guilt. She had succeeded in her cruel plan, but it only brought her sorrow. She had lost the admiration of the villagers and worse, the love of her sister. Mira, once bright, Mira, once vibrant and full of life, now walked through the village like a ghost, her spirit dimmed. Days turned into weeks and Elara's pride turned to regret. She realized that beauty meant nothing if it was built on pain. She tried to apologize to Mira, but her sister refused to speak to her. The bond they once shared was shattered beyond repair. Elara grew lonely and bitter, while Mira found strength in her suffering. She began to help others who faced hardships, finding a new purpose in her life. Slowly, people began to admire her for her bravery and kindness, seeing beauty in her heart rather than her face. Elara, filled with despair, often stood at the edge of the village, watching her sister strive. She wanted to make amends, but every time she approached, Mira turned away. Too hot to confront the sister who had betrayed her, the weight of her actions felt unbearable, a constant reminder of the sisterly love she had destroyed. One day, the village held a festival to celebrate the coming of spring. Mira was chosen to lead the festivals, a testament to her newfound role in the community. As she danced and laughed, Elara watched from the shadows, a mix of pride and sorrow filling her heart. She realized how much she missed her sister's laughter, the bond they once shared. Overwhelmed with emotion, Elara made a decision. She approached Mira, her heart pounding. Please, can we talk? She pleaded, her voice trembling. Mira paused, her heart racing with a mix of anger and hope. She wanted to scream, to push her sister away, but she also longed for reconciliation. I can't forgive you, Mira finally said, tears brimming in her eyes. You hurt me in a way I never expected. I don't know if I can trust you again. Elara nodded, her eyes filled with remorse. I understand. I was blinded by my jealousy. I've lost so much and it's all my fault. I'm truly sorry for what I did. I would give anything to take it back. Mira felt a flicker of hope, but was afraid to let it grow. You can't undo the past, Elara, but I need you to know that I've found a way to be happy, despite everything. I see that now, Elara admitted. You've become someone I admire. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I want to help you, if you will let me. Mira hesitated but saw sincerity in Elara's eyes. How can you help me? You can't change what you did. I can help others who are hurting, just like you. Elara suggested, I want to make amends by supporting you and the people in our village. I want to be better. Slowly, Mira's heart began to soften. If you truly want to help, then prove it. Show me that you've changed. Elara nodded, determined to earn back her sister's trust. From that day on, she worked tirelessly alongside Mira. They began organizing community events to help those in need, raising funds for the less fortunate and providing food for the hungry. With each kind act, Elara felt a piece of her heart healing, while Mira saw the genuine effort her sister was making. As the seasons changed, so did their relationship. The villagers noticed Elara's transformation and slowly they began to forgive her as well. She became an integral part of the community, using her charisma to draw people in for good causes. Mira watched her sister grow. The pride she once felt for Elara's beauty now replaced by admiration for her strength and dedication. One evening, as they sat together under the stars, Mira finally spoke. I've seen how hard you've worked, Elara. It's not easy to change, but you've done it. I want to try to rebuild what we had. Elara's heart soared with hope. I'll do anything to earn your trust. Mira, I'm grateful for your kindness. With time, the sisters grew closer, but the scars of the past never fully faded. They learned to communicate openly, sharing their fears and dreams, and slowly a new bond formed, though it wasn't the same as before. It was built on honesty and understanding. As the years passed, Mira's kindness became legendary in the village, while Elara's redemption inspired many. Together, they transformed their pain into purpose, creating a legacy of love that outshone the darkness of jealousy. In the end, both sisters found beauty not in appearances, but in the strength of their hearts and the power of forgiveness. They became a symbol of hope for others, reminding everyone that while scars may remain, healing is possible through love and understanding. And thus, their tale ended, not with a resolution of the past, but with a promise for a brighter future.